Hello and welcome, my fellow modeling and tabletop gaming enthusiasts, to the Mediocre Modeler Show. This week, I've got a much anticipated new release for Don't Look Back from Blacksite Studios. I was hoping to have this last week, but delivery got delayed several days, so I didn't get it till this past weekend. And that is, of course, 1698, the new Eras expansion for Don't Look Back. I think this was teased, just like the title was teased back at Adepticon in 2024. And it went up for basically pre-order, the Cursed Crate, back in, I want to say September. I think we had the beta PDF sometime last fall, and then it just recently started shipping. So, I did order the Cursed Crate, so I got both the book. You can see it's not terribly thick. It's essentially a supplement for Don't Look Back, just set in a new time period. You do need a copy of the Don't Look Back rules for this. However, there is a Don't Look Back starter set that's going to be released here next month. It's got all new characters in it and a new killer and basically just kind of some quick start rules for you. So I think there's even stuff in it for people that have been playing Don't Look Back for a while and have all the stuff already. So, in addition to the rule book, there was also a new VHS expansion. Got all the stuff here. We're gonna have a little bit different format because one workbench is full of commission stuff and the other one is full of stuff that I'm frantically assembling for Adepticon. So the VHS expansion is 1698, The Founding. And this is basically kind of like the core expansion for 1698. So you do get 4 new characters, you get a new killer, and you get a new themed item deck for 1698. So obviously, one thing that's kind of cool, kind of different that they haven't done before is, so the miniatures are all 3D printed, but they're 3D printed on a sprue. And they've done 3D printed miniatures before, so that's kind of neat. Of course, it comes with all the bases. It's got the 4 figures, so you've got John Lawton and his wife and 2 other characters. I can't remember their exact names off the top of my head. And then, of course, you've got your character cards as well as your item deck. So we'll take a little bit closer look at this. I'm not going to go through the item deck because that's still sealed, but we've got John Lawton. So 1698 is kind of the backstory, the founding of the town of Northwood, so back in the late 17th century. And then you've got Lady Grace Lawton, as well as Sir Arthur Walton, who I believe is kind of like the ship's physician on the journey over. Father Ambrose, their spiritual council. And then you've got 2 new killer cards, or visages. So you've got Beast, and then you've got the Dark Ones, which are kind of a thing in the Northwood lore. So yeah, these are going to be pretty interesting to use. A couple of other things that get introduced in 1698 that are part of the Curse Crate are, put all this away. You get another killer. You get the Black Dog of Blowfield, I believe. Bowfield. Wow. Could not have gotten that any more wrong. Again, this is a 3D printed miniature. And in this little blister, you just get the miniature. So you can see like an ethereal wolf dog character. And we'll take a look at some of the artwork in the book, and you'll be able to see whoever painted this did an incredible job. It looks so cool. I'm going to have a hard time replicating it, but I'm sure going to try it because it looks awfully good. But it doesn't come with any rules in this particular blister because those rules are in the book. The rules for all of this stuff are in the book as well. And then you get a set of 3 Forest Scouts, which are some new minor characters that they've added. Basically, the mechanic is you can use these minor characters to replace 1 regular character. So 3 for the price of 1, but they're kind of downgraded stat-wise. So these are all kind of just like hunters, militiamen, whatever you want to call them. They're all armed with muskets. You also get a Forest Scouts character card. So you can see their stats are a little bit, less than, your main characters. Their terror and wound points are relatively low in comparison. And again, the miniatures are 3D printed, come with bases, of course. And they're pretty cool. That one, unfortunately, one of them has a broken musket tip, but it's in there. I can glue it back on. So you can see a nice late 17th century attire with their muskets. Look pretty cool. And then we got another one of the three in the firing pose. Those are going to be kind of fun to paint. Definitely not something you see every day, unless you're playing like Napoleonics or like French Indian Wars, something like that. But those are pretty neat. Pretty cool to have in there. Honestly, no idea when I'll be able to get around to actually trying this out, but it's pretty cool. And they, got the green backgrounds for everything. So this is going to be a pretty cool addition to the game, I think. So I think what we're going to do to go through the rules is we'll go through the beta PDF. Some of it very well could be different. I don't think there are any major rule changes. Those are mostly just like spelling stuff and things like that. So let's go ahead. We'll take a look at that beta PDF so you can kind of see some of the changes that were made for 1698, the expansion for Don't Look Back. So here is our beta PDF for Don't Look Back 1698. I don't think there are any major rule changes between the beta and the production book, but just some little language tweaks and stuff here and there. So okay, there we go. So you do need a version of the core rulebook in order to play 1698, but everything else that is 1698 themed does work with the rest of the game. So kind of get our first peek at some artwork here for John Lawton. We got our table of contents, and it kind of starts off with history of Northwood. There is some new terrain kits out that are pretty awesome as well. So we've got our original map of Northwood as it appeared in the late 17th century. So like Hangman's Rock, Dark Harbor might be familiar if you're used to the map for the current Northwoods area. And then we kind of get more into the history of who are John and Grace Lawton, what is the history, of the Northwood area, which is some pretty cool stuff. I like this historical horror theme. I think it's some pretty cool stuff. We've got the Black Dog of Beaufield miniature here coming up, which is pretty awesome, I think. I don't know how to replicate it, but I'm certainly going to try. We get more into kind of the history of stuff before we get into the rules, which, here we go. Most of the actions and everything, I think, are still the same between the core version and 1698. There's probably some that are a little less technologically advanced, I guess you could say, but I think they all do essentially the same thing. There's some new rules for lights. So you've got flickering lights instead of, constant lights. You've added horses as a mode of transportation, and they've also kind of added some good behavioral characteristics for the horses as well, which I think is pretty neat. Definitely adds some good flavor to horses being a thing. And then, of course, we'll get into some of the plots here. But we also add things such as superstition, faith, and things like that, which is kind of a nice 17th century flair to it, I have to say. So that's pretty cool, pretty exciting to see. You have to forgive me because my flow through here is not quite matching up. It's not going quite as smoothly as I would like. But we do get into our plots. We've got the different plots as well as the different themed killers for each of the plots, because the founding does not come with a new plot. You can use all that stuff for the plots found here in the book, except there's 4 themed killers that they list, but only 2 of them have miniatures so far. You've got the Black Dog Beaufield as well as Hawk, but there's 2 more that they introduce as themed killers in the 1698 rule book that don't have miniatures yet. I'm sure they'll come at some point. If not, it wouldn't be hard to make models of them yourself. So eventually here we're going to get into the characteristics for the killers as well as the new main characters. And then we'll get into the item deck. So I'll just kind of shut my yap and let you guys just kind of preview the rest of the book. Well, there we have it, folks. There is $16.98 for the expansion for Don't Look Back. I'm assuming that this will be up for general sale at some point soon. I do not know when. Again, I paid for all this out of pocket. It's not like I'm getting sent stuff for free. If anybody wants to, I'll be more than happy to do some reviews for you if you want to send stuff to me. I'll even send it back to you as long as, get an advance copy or something. Just saying. Yeah, I think there's some pretty cool stuff. I think it definitely adds some great historical flavor to it, so I'm looking forward to it. I really do kind of like that historical horror theme. For some reason, I just think it's really cool. I'm guessing maybe by Adepticon, this might be up for sale. I don't know, but I'm not a betting man, so I wouldn't put money on it, but, we'll have to see. So brings us to the next topic is, of course, Adepticon. It's coming. It's in like 2 months. Registration opened up a little over a week ago and, of course, immediately crashed because of all the traffic trying to get in and get signed up immediately. Everybody wanted those swag bags and get registered for all those events. Eventually, I was able to get myself and my wife registered, so we are going back. This will be my 5th year. It's actually going to be her 3rd year. It's my wife's 3rd year going to Adepticon. And we are signed up for an event together. I do make her do an event with me, usually just like a demo or something. But we're doing a 1-hour demo for Blood and Plunder from Firelock Games. That is on Thursday morning. I think Friday morning-ish, I'm doing a 2-hour demo for Blood and Valor from Firelock Games. I've had rule book, miniatures, everything, a bunch of stuff painted for Blood and Valor for probably 3.5 years, almost 4 years. And I've never played a game. So this is exciting. I'm really excited to try it. It looks like a lot of fun. And I've been having fun painting them, so that'll be pretty cool. Thursday afternoon, I'm playing in a Horus Heresy Zone Mortalis event, sponsored by the Taking of Phoenix. The guys down in Texas put on a great event every year. This will be my first time doing one of their events. So it's going to be pretty cool because it's only like a 4-hour event, which is great. I've done the doubles the past couple of years, and I mean, it's an all-day thing. 3 games of 3,000 points, 1,500 per person, when you're in a team. But this is two 1,500-point games of Zone Mortalis, which has got slightly altered rule set, so I got to learn that. I played one game a year ago. I barely played any Heresy 2nd edition. I'm so far out of touch with it and so far behind. But it should be pretty cool. I'm taking the Solar Auxilia. When I signed up for the event, I didn't realize I didn't have 1,500 points of Zone Mortalis compatible Solar Auxilia. So I only had about 1,000 points. So one tactical command, one of the new tactical command sections that I had built, I had to get painted on those. Those are currently being painted. I'm going to try and get a little more detail work done on those tonight. So then I've got about another 500 points of stuff that I've bought that I need to get working on. Some of it's already assembled, some of it's being assembled, and I got to get a few more other things done. But should be able to get that knocked out before too long. I mean, it's 2 months. I mean, I can get a lot of commission stuff done in that time period, but it seems like my own personal stuff just languishes when I've got commission stuff, which is fine. I want to get client stuff done first and foremost, get stuff done for people that are paying for it. I mean, I've had a squad of orcs for a month and a half, 2 months, just sitting there, occasionally getting touched on. They're going to get pushed back even further now. This Solar Ox taking priority, but it's just a matter of weighing commission stuff and the personal stuff for Adepticon. So it'll be fine. We'll get there. But yeah, so really looking forward to going back. I'm looking forward to being in Milwaukee. Milwaukee's a great town. I've been there a number of times. I had family that lived in Whitefish Bay when I was in middle school and high school, elementary school through high school, actually. I've got family that lives in Madison. Probably won't be able to stop and see them, but it's just, Milwaukee's a pretty cool town. As always, I kept a day open in the schedule, so go out and explore a little bit. What I want to do, I don't know if it will happen, but I want to go about an hour or so north up to the town and city of Manitowoc on Lake Michigan, because there is the Wisconsin Maritime Museum up there. And they have a Gato-class submarine, the USS Cobia. There's moored alongside the museum on the river there, and you can take tours of it. I got to do that when I was 15, so now 24 years later, I'd love to go back and see it again, when they've got more restoration work done. And the museum itself is pretty cool, but just getting to, go on a World War II submarine was pretty sweet. And 2 years ago, we went to the Museum of Science and Industry in Chicago, got to go tour U-505. So I think it'd be really cool to, do that, go see Cobia again, go for a tour of that. I think it'd be really cool. But yeah, so right now it's gung-ho. It's pedal to the metal, getting ready for Adepticon, get commission stuff done to help kind of offset some of the costs of Adepticon. So it's gonna be pretty awesome. But yeah, so if you're planning on being at Adepticon, you happen to see this ugly mug walking around, feel free to say hi. Just don't punch me in the face, please. You can, gut punches all you want, just no face punches, please. So yeah. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed seeing 1698. I know I'm looking forward to it. So yeah. Don't forget to check those links down below for my social media. There's not a lot I'm posting on there. I need to get back to it, but I will. You can also find my Warlord Games affiliate link down there if you need anything from Warlord Games, some awesome stuff. I know they've got a lot of stuff in the works. I'm hoping to maybe get some more information, maybe get an interview or two at Adepticon. We'll have to see, because I know they've got a lot of really cool stuff in the works that is going to be worth checking out. So nothing that you guys have, I don't know, have any inside information on that. It's all just, stuff they've announced. So yeah, so definitely check those out. If you feel so inclined, please like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And until next time, may your paints be thin, your brushes be pointy, and your dice be hot.